Welcome once again to Breakthrough with Jeff. This is the place we live life with zero limits. And we are talking about your story. We are talking about changing your story because life is what you make it to be. You don't know how powerful you are. You don't know how, in fact, I don't know how powerful I am yet. Because every time I peel a layer of my self-discovery and self-understanding, I go to another layer and it's like you're beginning life afresh. Have you felt like that? Like you're beginning life afresh. Every day is fresh. Every day there's new grace, new understanding of who you are. Because inside of you is deposit of greatness. God planted greatness in you, a piece of him in you. And that is what we peel in our understanding. And that's why the understanding is so deep, because it's a God level kind of understanding. That's what you're being called to, understand yourself from the perspective that God sees you. Now, there are people that look at themselves from the story of how the world looks at them. And how does the world look at us? With limitations. It looks at us with their own limitation, from their own story. You know, that's how people look at us. No one can look at you different than they see themselves. That's why most of the time when you hear people's feedback, what they are telling you is actually who they are, rather than what you are. It's only that part of you, it's also reflected in who they are. So the more passionate someone is telling you something, because there's also that part of them, inside themselves, that they need to make a shift. What does it take to change my story? What does it take to shift my story? What is your story? What is your current story of your life? Is it a story of pain? Maybe you've gone through a lot and you've allowed that story to continue. Even when you're an adult, some of us are still living our childhood story of pain, the way people treated us, the way the world treated us. If that was the case for me, I'll still be telling the story of limitation and sickness, because I was born, unable to breathe normally like kids do. And I had to be in hospital for a long time, talking about 11 years, missing primary school education. But that did not limit me. That was my story then. And the thing is, when you understand that you're bigger than your story, then now you connect with your true story of your purpose. Then I began to understand even my story of pain is serving my purpose. Did you know that? Did you know that the pain you're going through is connected to your purpose? And God never wastes pain. He'll never allow you to go through something that is not connected to your purpose. There is a reason. Turn it around right now, because of what I went through, because of the pain of being alone in hospital with doctors, with adults, growing up with adults. I got so much wisdom. Because of that, I got so much emotional muscle. I grew so much emotional muscle. I can listen to anyone in the emotional cave and get them out. Not because I learned this from any school. No school can teach me this. This is called the school of life, the school of the Holy Ghost, the school of God, where God allows you to go through stuff. That is not your story. Let's not get this twisted. Your story is not your pain. Your story is who you become as a result of what you go through. That is your story. Your story is who you choose to become. That is your story. And you can become anything. The choice is yours. You can become anything. The pain thrown on a little boy that is not able to breathe well, the lungs cannot function well, the boy can develop the story that I don't deserve to be alive, and commit suicide at some point. That is a decision you've made. The boy can develop the story of, I am special. There's something special about me. And I believe in God so much, I don't think he made mistakes. I'll find the power, I find the power in this pain. When you go beyond the pain, you find your power, you find your purpose. And there's nothing on this planet that doesn't have a reason for being. In fact, even science tells us that nothing moves without it being moved. There's a reason for everything. And so go past your story. What is your story? Go past the story of pain, because most of the time gold is buried in the mud. Most of the time diamond is buried in dust. Most of the time you have to know, not see the dust, but see the diamond. Don't see the dust, see the diamond. The seeing is your choice. What you see is a choice that you make. You choose on what to see. Out of your life, whatever you're going through right now, you can choose to see the pain, or you can choose to see the purpose. You can choose to see the dust, or you can choose to see the diamond. You are beautiful. You have, quality and greatness within you. But greatness is not unleashed in comfort. Greatness is unleashed in pain. And I used to ask myself, the big question of, why do women have to go through so much pain when they are giving birth? Because, you're giving birth to greatness. Every child that comes to this world is a great child, of God, has a purpose. Any great thing, there is the pain of allowing it to be birthed. And you have to go past the pain. Close your eyes to the pain and see the purpose. The purpose is, the pain helps the woman muscles to contract so they can push this great man, this great woman into the world. Hallelujah. There's a purpose for every pain. Tell yourself that. Type that down there. There's a purpose for every pain. There's a purpose for every pain. So how do you change your story? Number one, change your perspective. How you look at your life and how you look at your story. Don't see the pain. Don't look at what you cannot control. Look at what you can control. And what can you control? Your perspective. You cannot control what happens to you. You cannot control who is your mother. You cannot control your spouse. You cannot control other people. You cannot control how people behave, but you can control yourself. You can control how you behave, and you can control your perspective. Don't focus on the past, because the past is gone. Don't focus on the future, because we are not yet there. Focus on the present moment. Feel the power of now. This moment is giving you an opportunity to be a better person. But you'll not become a better person unless you change your story. So perspective is number one. Number two, attitude. If you don't change your attitude, the same attitude you've always had, and you expect your life story to change, you're lying to yourself. You will still get the same results if your attitude is the same. So you're going to change your attitude. There's an attitude of gratitude. Bring about gratitude in your life. See, be grateful to this life. Find something to be grateful to God. Find something to be happy about. Find something to feel good about. Don't walk through life with your head held low. No, because you think one day you will be happy. If you're not happy right now, there's no one day. There's no one day. You see, we get into this habit of postponing our happiness. And we say, I'll be happy one day. Which day? If you're not happy now, you're not a happy person. And happiness is totally in your control. You can change what you focus on. You can change how you look at life. You can change your attitude. And you can change, number three, your habits. You can change your habits. All of us have habits. And habits we create habits, and then habits create us. There are people, when they wake up, the first thing is to go to their phone. There are people, before they sleep, the first thing is to listen to funny people. Other people, before they sleep, they're listening to, horror movies and horror stuff that bring fear. Don't torture yourself that way. Do you know how powerful you are? That's why you're having all these nightmares. That's because you're selling your soul to the devil. You're giving your life away. You're giving your life to the control of whoever wants to control. Take control of your life. Daily habits. What are the daily habits that can shape the next story of your life? How about you look at areas of your life that you want to change your story on? Let's say it's your health. What are the habits you can have on your health? About what you eat, what time you wake up, how you feed your mind, how much you read in the morning, 10 pages of a book every morning. Be among the leaders, because leaders read, every single day. Feed your mind. These things, change doesn't happen unless you make change happen. Change is not going to happen. Make change happen. And then, so another point I'll leave with you is this, talking about mindset. Shift your mindset from being a victim of circumstances, blaming other people, looking at other people as the cause for where you are right now, blaming your parents, blaming your spouse, blaming anyone. Let me tell you, the moment you blame someone, you empower them. You give them your power. Anyone you're blaming right now, including your government, you're giving away your power. And you've been telling a story of powerlessness because all you do is blame people. Let me tell you, take your life back. Take your life back. Take your life back. How? How, Jeff? Okay, this is how. By telling the story of mastery. Master your life. Tell yourself a new story. If it's going to be, it's up to me. And if there's change that is going to happen, I have to change my story. And my story is ... My story is I am unstoppable. My story is unless I stop myself, no one can stop me. Okay, so you tell yourself a new empowering story from this moment on. And once you begin to tell yourself that story, we call that affirmation. Tell it in power. Don't just say, I am unstoppable. No, you say, I am unstoppable. You tell yourself with power, with passion. Some of these things, we do it in private. And whatever you do in private is preparing you for a bigger story in public. And so in private, you're telling yourself, I am unstoppable. I believe God's story for my life right now. I am unstoppable. No one can stop me. I am enough. You're telling yourself this. This is a story because your story is what you believe. Your story is what you believe. What you believe in private is how you show up in public. It will be rewarded in public. And so affirmations, incantations, tell yourself, I am enough. And let me tell you a secret. Whether you're telling yourself consciously or not, you are still telling yourself, because science now tells us that every human being in a day has told themselves at least 62,000 stories. The funny part, not even funny. The part I don't like is that out of all these 62,000, 90% are negative. So people are walking. Have you seen people talking to themselves? It's just, most of this conversation, the inner conversation, it's a negative story. Oh, will I make it? Oh my God, I won't make it. Especially when you speak in your mother tongue. I'm telling you, it's so believable. You convince yourself because your voice is the most believable voice on the planet. Once you tell us, I'll not make it. This is tough. Oh my God. Even your prayers, you listen to your prayer, is the story of depression. You're telling the story of impossibilities. Tell the story of possibility. Begin to change your inner narrative. Stop yourself at some point and listen to the story going on in your mind and begin to shift that story. Write it down. My new story is I am enough. My new story is I am a leader. My new story is I am unstoppable. My new story is I'm rising from my ashes like the phoenix. My new story is I deserve, my voice deserves to be heard. My new story is, what is your new story? My new story is I am fearless. My new story is I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. My new story is dash. You create your story. There's a reason God doesn't do this for us, because He gives us free will. Who do you want to be? Now let me twist that question. Who are you becoming? Because you are becoming the story you consistently tell yourself. That is what you're becoming. That's who you're becoming. From this moment on, change your story. Begin to believe in yourself. Make affirmations. Make incantation with power. Tell yourself, yes, yes, yes. When you wake up and you feel your body is taking you to the grave, refuse to die. When you wake up and you feel your body is telling you your dreams are dying, refuse to die. Don't give up. Don't give up. Tell yourself. Sometimes you feel your body is taking you to the other direction. No. Move your body. The only person that can move your body is the person with a strong mind. You don't move your body by just move. No, strong mind. The mind says, I am unstoppable. My mind says, I can do it. My mind says, even though I don't have the education, I have the will, I have the power, and I have God, I'm going to do it. I'll do it now. Even though this has never been done, I'm doing it right now. My mind is strong. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it right now. If it's gonna be, it's up to you. It's up to me. Thank you so much. And if you're following Breakthrough with Jeff, I tell you, invite someone here, because let me tell you, we are on fire. This is a channel of fire. This is a channel of fire. It's not just motivation. This is coaching. It's get out of your story, out of your limiting story, to a story of zero limits. That is our story. If you've not yet subscribed to Breakthrough with Jeff, I encourage you to subscribe. If you're the kind of a person that wants to live your best life now and live the best life possible, I tell you, this is a channel you want to subscribe to, and remember to click the bell notification so that every time you're going live, you're notified and you join us live. There's an experience of being right there where things are happening, when things are happening. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. Believe in yourself, believe in your possibilities, believe that you can change your story, and watch this. The next 5 years, your story will be different because you took an action. Thank you and God bless. Goodbye.